So I'm at the Lindsey-Flanigan Courthouse Criminal Court. It's my second hearing. I did a continuance. I was here April 30th and I didn't record. I was really stressed out, didn't really know what to expect. There's a lot of traffic noise. I'm gonna walk down so it's a little quieter. So I have court today, 8:30. And so what's been going on is, I was unlawfully arrested March 28th. And it was totally unlawful. I pulled the police body cam from Reichert, and there's a message from Joel and Clark to Reichert's phone, and it's from Katie McLaughlin, the acting city attorney, and she's getting legal advice about me. And the attorney tells Katie, all right, if she can be where the public can be, she can record. And I know it's super annoying and unfortunate, but we can talk later. And then Katie responds. She says, she writes, oh, okay, that changes things. Let me circle back. So Katie, the acting, here I get some noise. The acting city attorney, here I'm gonna turn off. So it's Katie, the acting city attorney, has to get legal advice on the First Amendment. And that's strange in my opinion. And her legal advice was she couldn't arrest me in the public lobby. But she did it anyways. And then what happened was John Martinez bashed in my garage door with his car, and I have to say allegedly because he's not arrested yet. And I got all the video. There's 8 cameras in our alley. And I saw it's him, but they haven't arrested him yet. And it was deliberate from the video. And I went down to file in the police, District 3, him bashing in my garage door. And the intake officer, Brian Flores, says, because I told him, I said, Katie McLaughlin, Joel and Clark, Martinez had me unlawfully arrested in a public lobby. And he looks and he looks and he says, are you sure you were arrested? I said, yes. Are you sure it was in Denver? I said, yes. Did you change your name? I said, no. And there's no record of my arrest or my criminal trespass. And that was very strange. And they won't give me any discovery. I'm supposed to get discovery on pro se. Supposed to get discovery on pro se. And they won't give me any discovery. I've made probably 20 discovery requests and they just deny me. They tell me, get it through Cora. I said, you're supposed to give me my discovery. I don't have to get it through Cora. But they refused to give me any discovery. And I tried to get that message from Katie and that attorney. And I tried to get it through the police department. and they said you have to have the prosecuting attorney get it. Then I tried to get it through Denver Parks and Rec's Cora, because it's Joel and Clark. It's Joel and Clark, and between Joel and Clark and Riker, and Denver Parks and Rec's Arthur Gilkison said record not found, which is a total lie because I have video. Then I tried to get it through Discovery. Of course, they won't give it to me. Then I tried to get it through the Denver City Attorney's Office as a Cora request. And Katie McLaughlin wrote me and said it's attorney-client privilege, even though Jolin's not an attorney, and neither is Riker. So I couldn't get the message. So June 4th, I went back to the police department, District 3, to file that John Martinez was filing false police reports because he had me unlawfully arrested. He called 3 times. There was one time Leslie Picard called to have me criminally trespassed in public. So those are all false reports. Of course, the police wouldn't take the complaint. But we started talking about my criminal trespass and arrest. And again, he couldn't find it. But I showed him my court paper. And I said, well, I have my court paper right here. So he looked it up. And he found it. And it's under my maiden name that I haven't used for 10 years. And it just proves that this was a conspiracy, planned, and it was all to keep me out of the rec centers. They're using taxpayer money, resources, and the court just to stop freedom of the press. They knew it was an unlawful arrest, so they put it under my maiden name. And I would never known this except for John Martinez's outrageous temper and bashing in my garage door, allegedly, till he's arrested. And when I saw it bashed in and I had no evidence, I said, I knew it's either Martinez or Joel and Clark, because they both hate me with such intensity. And then I knew it probably wasn't Jolin, because he has a family. He has kids, wife, dog, house, mortgage. And John Martinez is alone. And so I knew it was him as soon as I saw it bashed in. And yeah, it's unlawful arrest. They're using the court as a kangaroo court. It's all false and fake. Fake arrested me. Fake charging me. The pain was real. And hopefully that city attorney, Katie McLaughlin, will lose her job. Jolin will lose his job. John Martinez can't keep his job in prison. So hopefully these people will be held responsible. But you know, it's Denver. If you're white and wealthy, you can get away with breaking the law. It's only the darker skin, the limited English proficiency, the disabled, the elderly. That's the only people they apply the law to. They let the wealthy white people go. They can break the law. Nothing happens to them. And the Denver City Attorney's Office is so corrupt, so dishonest. I mean, every single arrest needs to be looked into because they're just so dishonest. Oh, and the same day that Martinez bashed in my garage door, allegedly, they responded to my court denial lawsuit. Same day. And this is all planned. It's all coordinated to stop freedom of the press. And you know, the city and county of Denver is broke, 50 million short this year, 200 million short next year. And this is how they use the taxpayer money. They use the taxpayer money to go after journalists and silence freedom of the press. And many of you know I was assaulted and had my iPhone stolen last July. And Gary, the man who stole it and hit me with his pickleball paddle, he admitted on camera he stole my phone, apologized for hitting me, and the Denver city attorneys would not prosecute him because he's wealthy, he's white, so he gets away with crime. But they go after me, a journalist. So my friend Juan came with me. I just put your back on. I'll let you remain anonymous. So anyway, I just think that all these cases need to be looked into in the Denver City Attorney's Office because they're not real. Mine's not real. I mean, I haven't used my maiden name for 10 years. Oh, and then that's another thing, because they know it's unlawful. That's why they put it under my maiden name. And then he said, the police officer said, oh, I'll link these. We'll see. They still want to continue to use the taxpayer money to shut down freedom of the press, to shut down a journalist, instead of going after real crime and spending the money on real crime. So, alrighty. I'll let you know what happens after court. Thanks, friends. So I'm waiting for court. And I just want to add that I'm afraid to be in my house. Luckily, you know, I had to dog sit, so I wasn't home. And I have to dog sit again, so I'm out of my home. When I go to my house, I park, 2 blocks away, always different, because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of Martinez coming back. And I just have a feeling when he realizes he's going to prison, he's going to, I think, blame me and try to retaliate. And so I'm afraid in my home. This is a home that my late husband and I shared. My husband passed in that home. And I think, Martinez's first threat online, he made a lot of threatening messages on my YouTube channel. And he said, he wrote, I'm mentally unstable, that I am, and that I'll be forced to leave Denver. And I think that might come true. I don't think I can live in my house, especially if he goes to prison, because, prisons are rape camps. And if he's in there and he's getting what they do there, he's not going to think, oh, my actions got me here. He's going to think, I'm going to kill that effing Robinson. That's what he's going to do. And so this is all Jolin's fault, Jolin Clark, because he rages with me. I'm sure John Martinez and he get together and rage and plan. And they got the Denver city attorney in there, Katie McLaughlin, to conspire with them. How can we stop her? How can we stop freedom of the press? And I believe this whole plan to unlawfully arrest me, file it under my maiden name, and that was Katie McLaughlin's plan. And hopefully she'll lose her job. I can't believe a Denver city attorney, acting attorney, spends this much effort and resources on silencing freedom of the press. She doesn't even know the First Amendment. She has to get legal advice on it. And then she gets solid legal advice. You can't arrest her. And she totally disregards it and arrests me anyways. And as you remember, that Riker, he didn't double lock the cuffs to cause as much physical pain as possible. And they have it in their police operations manual. They don't cuff the elderly or the disabled. But he did it on purpose, lectured me. We don't know why you're doing this. You're crazy. Well, you know, people don't understand our rights. And it's in the First Amendment, freedom of the press. But to help people understand, there's also freedom of religion in there. So insert, instead of freedom of the press, freedom of religion. And say I'm practicing being Jewish and they're doing this to me. Then everyone would see how wrong it is. Because we just had an attack in Boulder on anti-Semite. And I was Jewish when I was younger. My mom married a Jewish man, and maybe that's why they're coming after me. Who knows? But insert, I'm practicing being Jewish and they're doing all this to me. Then you can see how wrong it is. Because it's freedom of the press, they think they can silence it. But it's the First Amendment, and there's 5 elements of the First Amendment. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, freedom to petition redress of your government, so you can complain about your government as much as you want to your government, and then freedom to assemble. Oh, there I am over in the, I'm in the reflection. Anyway, we'll see how it goes in court today. If they're going to continue to use tax dollars when the city's broke to continue to silence freedom of the press. All right. Thanks again, friends. Bye.